Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, Argent Shelf Redux, blue team. Whole bunch of Tyranids and 2 Hive Tyrants. First up is Krokodile, and we've got Jadow. Oh, same colour scheme too. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful disruption and support, fighting in melee combat by default with a basic synapse. I shall call them Lorenzo and Francisco. Alongside, if I can, there we go, Sanguinary Priest Vex with a Ravana Alpha. A tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support begins with a ranged weapon. I don't see any tunnels up though. Typically the Ravana Alpha would immediately put up a tunnel, but I guess not with this fella. Red team. Ege is recovering with an Apothecary support hero, fighting in melee by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. There on the west side up against one of those Hive Tyrants, I guess, alongside Demiurg with a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair. And rounding off the teams, if my mouse behaves itself, there we go, doctordoompool is a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control, the Thousand Suns elite scheme. My mouse has been a pain in the ass recently. We have triple Hormagaunts up for Jadow, which means they're facing 4 Hormagaunt broods and a Hive Tyrant, not to mention the Ravana and the double Termagants. It might be difficult for them to hold. They need to create space and get as much ranged damage in as they can, maybe body block with the heroes a bit. I think doctordoompool is off the field already. Everything got away, I think. Okay, they're having a little rest over there for some reason. They are retreating now. Shotgun blast just destroyed a bunch of cover. It's a hell of a shotgun you got there, fellas. Ravana Alpha going into melee, takes out one of those tactical marines. Just being used to tie them up, but got a kill there. Here comes that Hive Tyrant. Which one is this? This is Francisco, you know. Does the Techmarine get away? The Techmarine does get away. Blue team are all over their natural VP though. West side, what's going on? Hormagaunts are decapping. Lorenzo, the Hive Tyrant, has been persuaded to leave. He got shotguns on the scouts, but double Termagant shooting at him. They couldn't do much. These guys might try to get into melee, but that might lure them into the Hormagaunts. And Hormagaunts are a threat right out of the gate to level 1 tactical marines, even without their adrenal glands. They're going to be capping though. Going to put a little bit of pressure on them with the Termagants, I think. Hormagaunts are going to finish the cap, but they took some damage. Only a couple of losses all in all. Here comes that Apothecary again. He's got no war gear whatsoever, so he must have been forced off relatively early. Going into brawl with the Hormagaunts. Got a good special. If those guys didn't retreat, that might have killed several models because they were quite low. Looks like the red team are going to get the west side back thanks to Ege over here. Trying to say his name relatively correctly compared to Eeg, since I know kind of how it's pronounced maybe a bit. Ege is what I'm going to go with. CSM hanging out. They were being worshipped by Tzeentch, but, well, worshipped by the heretics, I guess. They're taking the VP back. We do have a tunnel on the eastern edge from Sanguinary Priest Vex. Hive Tyrant, don't get too close, you just break it. Wait, what? The Hive Tyrant can't get into tunnels, can he? Did the Hive Tyrant get into the tunnel? It doesn't go anywhere. Where's the other place? I'm very confused. I'm pretty sure the Hive Tyrant should not be able to get into a tunnel. There he is. What the hell happened? Did they take down a tunnel that was right there? They must have. The Hive Tyrant, they must have changed it. Should not be able to get into tunnels. He just breaks them. I wonder if that's intended. Very confused right now. Here comes the other fella, Lorenzo, Krokodile. Gonna, yep, just walk straight into a heavy bolter and dies. Shotgun blast knocks back the warrior brood and the Hormagaunt brood, and they're right in front of the devastators now. Good use of the shotguns. Maybe could have set up a grenade if they had more levels and therefore more energy. Bunch of dead heretics over here. Ravana brood on the field for Jadow. Where is Francisco the Hive Tyrant? He's back at base, coming back out now. Sneaky Ravana Alpha with the hardened carapace. Gonna borrow strike on the Havocs. There we go. Knocked back and now tried to get into melee. So you might see him get an actual melee weapon upgrade. Scouts just got their sergeant, but they go for the shotgun blast rather than the grenade. Do they get away afterwards? They do. Hormagaunts are pretty damn low with their adrenal glands. The Tactical Marines should have been forcing melee combat on them there. They would have got the kill easily. Once they're in on the scouts, they might as well go into melee. You can't miss with your... apparently you can miss with your melee attack sometimes, so maybe it's not always better. 395 to 432. Still very, very perturbed by the Hive Tyrant getting into the tunnels. That crushed my whole belief system about how tunnels work. Ravenous Alpha's gone down. They did recently update the tunnels and stuff, trying to fix a few bugs and rebalance them a bit, so maybe a change was made there. I wonder if it was intended or not. I don't remember that being in the notes at any time. Because tunnels can be crushed, and the Hive Tyrant should crush them even if they are friendly, and he can't get into garrisons and stuff, so he shouldn't be able to get inside them. Warrior Brood here start off as a melee unit with power melee damage. They're really spread out here. Got that little leap into combat, great for some passive disruption that you don't need to micro, although you can get the most out of it if you micro. Try to chain those knockbacks together. They are stealing this power. It's been fully built up by doctordoompool. Very, very rare that you see this fully built. You don't need 3 full powers, but they have it. I mean, maybe if you're rushing tier 3 as a team. There's the tier 2 for all players, looks like. doctordoompool gets there first. They've been under a lot of pressure, but I don't think they've lost the VP that much. Blue Tyranid team are now bashing that node, and they're taking the west side too. They've got devs and shotguns. They should be able to hold out relatively well here. They've got the customized Stormbolter 2 to stun lock Jadow's Hive Tyrant. No, Crocodile's on this side. That's right, Crocodile. Warrior Brood very nearly wiped out. Bit too eager to get that cap, eh? Kraken bolts being used there. More damage versus heavy infantry, which is what warriors are. Doom bolts, and those termagants ran. This is Francisco the Hive Tyrant with his warp field up. Also has the extended carapace. Formagaunt swarming the Devastators there. Shotgun blast goes in. Not sure it's enough though. One of them has adrenal glands. Those guys are going to get eaten alive. There we go. Hive Tyrant getting in amongst some scouts. They're kind of very close, these guys. They're looking for a grenade, I think. But yeah, they got very, very low. If the Formagauts get on them in retreat, they could wipe them out. I think they were hell-bent on getting the Techmarine down instead. The scouts barely got away. There's a good little rush, though, from the blue team on this side. Meanwhile, drop pod coming in for Ege. And we got more Tactical Marines. Demiurg with Devastator Plasma Cannon on the way. Dreadnought on the way for doctordoompool. Can have a lot of fun with the Mark of Khorne Dreadnought here. And Genestealer Brood for Jadow. There's some Spore Mines up too. Venom Brood just running into trouble. Double Kraken bolts on their heavy infantry armor is going to be painful. They're getting messed up and they wipe. I think Vex completely forgot about those fellas. Lots of fire, ouch. Lots of dead stuff too. Lost their CSM in fact. Did doctordoompool. Retaliated with a Dark Flames global ability and those guys had to flee because of it. Hive Tyrant's going to go down here. I don't think they can retreat through that. Anyway, everyone goes into melee and takes them down. Meanwhile, west side is quiet, so that Crocodile can cap it up. It's got the Crushing Claws up. 108 heavy melee DPS. That's more single target damage than a Dreadnought in melee. And extended carapace for charging into stuff. Because why not? It's a 9-foot alien. Should get revived there, I think, eventually. We've got Genestealer Brood on the field. Melee superiority. They start off with power melee damage. They are bad news for Marines. Really bad news. So much DPS. They can heal on hit. Decent foot speed when they use their Adrenaline Rush too. But here is a Chaos Dreadnought. A massive threat to those Genestealers. A massive threat to the infantry in general. Mark of Khorne turns it into a close combat Dreadnought. More health. More melee damage. And the pretty awesome Blood Rage ability. Oh, we have a Bioplasma here for Lorenzo the Hive Tyrant. Don't think they're going to get away though. Nope. So both Hive Tyrants were down. One of them's back to his feet. Jadow over here. Ravenous Alpha. No melee upgrade for you yet. You've gone tier 3. Crushing Claws also for Jadow. Here's the Dreadnought.
Don't think he wants to fight the Dreadnought though. Uh-oh. Havoc's getting themselves into trouble. A little bit sloppy there from doctordoompool. Dreadnought pops the Blood Rage. More damage resistance, more damage, and more speed, but you lose control of the Dreadnought for the duration, so it can turn on your stuff. Got to be careful how you position him when you use it. Doombolts misses, but there's a Warp Fire. Even more disruption. Raven Alpha gets away, I think. Yep, not quite quick enough on that rotation to get another hit. Well, here's Francisco going into melee. This is not a great fight, but Venom Brood helping out with big shots. There's the Blood Rage. The reason why it's not a great fight is that vehicle armor doesn't take full damage from heavy melee. In fact, I think it only takes half damage, whereas the Hive Tyrant there, I'm pretty sure he's taking full damage with commander armor. But down goes the Dreadnought. They got it. Should have warped it out. Not sure if did they have the red. Yep, they have the red. They just weren't paying attention, I guess, or maybe couldn't get it done quickly enough after the death of the Hive Tyrant. 351 to 332. 2-1 cap for the red team. Here comes a Space Marine Dreadnought from Demiurg. They are still fighting over this. Just bash it, guys. Get the XP. You can't hold it unless you are absolutely dominating, I suppose, but in which case you don't really need a third power. 2 Venom Broods up, so the Space Marine Dreadnought might have a rough time. I assume it's going to get a Assault Cannon. Tier 3 for Agate. Tier 3 for 2 of the Tyranid players too. Krokodile and Vex. Meanwhile, Ege is getting a full power bash going because Krokodile's on this side. Well, in the mid, I guess. Going after the Plasma Cannon Devastators with those terrifying crushing claws. 3 hits and that guy went down. Although they were retreating. 320 to 332. They're going to get that natural VP, I think. Raven Brood is ready to leave. Heretics might be running into lots of trouble though. Raven Alpha's going for the Corrosive Devourer. Incredibly powerful ranged weapon. Over 40 plasma DPS. And it's got Corrosive Shots ability, which allows you to damage vehicles. 307 to 332. Double Venom Broods on the Dreadnought, and it's still in its default melee state. Gonna really struggle like that with double Venom Broods around. They do some good DPS, those fellas. What's dying here? Hormagaunts be dying, I think. Right? I believe so. Those are Crocodiles, I think. Yes, Crocodile's the Western player. I'll remember one day Warrior Brood here with Adrenal Glands, but they just lost their Hormagaunts, so nothing to benefit from it. I guess it benefits the Warriors directly too. We've got some Stone Guard veterans for Agate, using their Hellfire rounds and a really good grenade. Bloody hell. Killed like 8 Termagants, I think. Well done, guys. Level 3 scouts. Carnifex. The march of the Carnifexes begins with Crocodiles of Bioplasma. Good hit. Didn't actually disrupt the fellow with Heavy Bolter though. I don't think they could have done much if they went in. Stone Guard veterans with their Hellfire will do damage over time to a hero. Although more raw DPS versus heroes is given by Kraken Bolts. Still useful to have the damage over time though if they're retreating or something. Chaos Sorcerer with the Icon of Tzeentch on the way. Giving him the Curse of Tzeentch. Put it on a squad, you curse them. If they start to drop models, they explode. Which is very useful. There it is, Curse of Tzeentch on those fellas. Can they kill anything though? Not quite. Does have decent range DPS with that staff, I believe. Isn't it like 30 something? Yeah, 35. Like a Techmarine. Genestealer is trying to get in around. Heretics are there. Burrow Strike from the Ravener Brood. A decent approach by the Tyranids, but can they hold out in this little melee here? Genestealers and Hormagaunts. And Raveners getting their shots in too. There's another Doom Blast. Heretics held up remarkably well there. I guess they were mainly attacking the Sorcerer. It was a little bit static. Should have been backing off as soon as they saw the Genestealers. Big Plasma Cannon hit on the Hive Tyrant and another. Gonna be pissed. Here comes the Dreadnought. Genestealers have their tier 3 heavy melee rending claws, but they still don't really want to fight a Dreadnought, I don't think. Does it use the Emperor's Fist already? It does. It is missing some energy, so I assume so. Going after it. And he's seeing the repair from the scouts. So the Hive Tyrant turns on them. Dreadnought's there though, and holds its own. Venom Brood weren't able to get it down below half, but they did some good damage. West side is a Carnifex. It's gone for the Thornback. Gives the Carnifex even more health. Allows it to spawn Rippers, as you see there. Charging through onto the Las Cannon, which is the biggest threat to it right now. Stern Guard can switch their ammo to Vengeance rounds to combat vehicles. They're using Kraken Bolts at the moment to fight the Warriors. But they're just running away from them at the moment. Big old retreat. Carnifex, I don't think is going to get the Apothecary. No, wasn't quite enough. Some Rippers in there too. They can grab the west side for the blue team. Meanwhile, still pressure on the red VP. We have a Venom Brood Carnifex now. Not sure why it was so close to Dreadnought. Maybe it upgraded mid-fight there. And still the players fight over this power. I don't think... This has been touched a bit. So has this. I don't think they've actually been bashed though, have they? They must have. I must have dismissed it. I think. A Predator tank on the way for Demiurg. Doompool's down to 2 units. Dr. Doompool, excuse me. Pay respect to the title. Worked hard for that, PhD. Yeah, it might be tough for the Tyranids to approach the west side now because Lascannon's going to basically cover this entire approach. I guess the Carnifex can just charge it. It's still going to be able to charge it. Heretics are going to wipe. These are Vex's Gene Stealers now. Doompool is down to a single squad of Havocs. Is in tier 3 with lots of resources. Great Unclean One, I think, on the way. Where's that tank? Oh, it's right there. Gone for the Las Cannons to take on large targets such as the Carnifexes. And we've got some Chaos Terminators. That's what they went for. Dr. Doompool with Chaos Terminators now. Having to teleport out immediately. Gene Stealers will do a massive amount of damage to these guys. They need their Lightning Claws, and they've got them. Lightning Claws are the ultimate anti-infantry melee weapon, but is there just too much here for them to deal with? Look at them ripping through, especially with the demoralization effect that the Chaos Terminators have. So powerful. The debuff to damage output and damage resistance, I believe, that stacks up. Dreadnought couldn't quite be saved by all the repairs there. There's a lot of Venom Brood. Oh, Venom Brood and the corrosive shots from the Ravener and that Venom Cannon Carnifex were all shooting it. Didn't have much hope. Uh-oh. The Terminator's in big trouble, just able to be warped out to safety by the Sorcerer. That's one of his global abilities. Really useful. Global in general. Down to a single model. They are 50 power to reinforce Chaos Terminators. That's going to be very expensive. Can they even afford it? They can afford it. Massive pressure still from the blue team. Red team just can't stabilize the mid at all. Have they been anywhere close to blue team's natural VP? Ege is keeping them in this game by holding this west side. Got some Terminators. We have Noise Marines on the way for Doompool. Could be a good shout. Get their Blast Master and try to hold the mid a bit. I don't think blue team have done a good enough job getting on the power when they've got this upper hand. They should be bashing power right now. Like, what are they doing? Got double Venom Brews and a Venom Cannon Carnifex here. They should be gone right now. And decapped and stuff. We've got 2 Venom Cannon Carnifexes here. They're bashing this power instead. They're obsessed with this power. Here comes Ege. 263. 252. Shotgun Blast. Cyclone Missile Launcher. Getting some decent hits on the Carnifex. Big old Bioplasma. And now a Tyranno formation. This is the global nuke for Tyranids. All these spires come up, doing damage and knockback, and they provide a buff to nearby Tyranids too. As the cannons are set up, some friendly fire on the Chaos Terminators, but I think those Venom Brood will wipe there. Ravener Brood is going to make it away, I believe. 263 to 231 now. It's Tactical Marines capping with their faster capping trait. Terminators can be the spearhead of the army of the red team now. They've killed so much stuff already. This is Francisco down the Hive Tyrant. Meanwhile, west side, Lorenzo's grabbing the VP. We have a Carnifex with Barb Strangler, awesome weapon. All the Carnifex options are pretty awesome. Bashing Power, finally. What is this? It's Chaos Terminators ripping through Genestealers here with some Chaos Sorcerer support. Did they get a full bash? Not quite. They're still working on it though. This Carnifex is very far forward now though. Very long map, pushing your vehicles up this far. Especially slow walker vehicles. Or monstrous creatures, whatever. Risky. Do they have anything to punish them with though? Not really. The Plasma Cannon might be able to get a shot on if it walks this way. It's not going to walk this way though. Not interesting in Aerosmith. Tyrant Guard on the way for Jadow. That's a very strange thing to see come out in Tier 3 when you have enough resources for another Carnifex. Sneaky Ravener Alpha going for that Plasma Cannon. Meanwhile, Chaos Terminators continue to turn things into mist. 263 to 181. Decent flank here from Jadow. Gets in amongst the Blastmaster Noise Marines, forces them off. Now going head first into Havoc with the shield up, gets it done. Still a turret and still Plasma Cannon though. In fact, he's bashing power. Okay then, ignore the Havocs. Ravener Brood. Oh man, they're getting wrecked. Mark target on them from Signum. And there was a Melter Gun in there. Blue team overextending a bit here. Not being smart about these pushes. Pushing a little bit piecemeal, and Ege comes in and gets some good support done now and then. Bioplasma shot was pretty good. Lascannon getting shots in now on the Carnifex. We might be able to get this guy. Because yeah, there's Missile Launcher and there's Vengeance Round Stone Guard. They got it. That's a pretty powerful Carnifex killing force there. Genestealers in amongst the Terminators. They're not interested in that fight, so they teleport away. Plasma Cannon misses. Now going for the Apothecary. Level 7 this guy. Got combat stims. Just enhances their strength against the Carnifexes. They can combat stim the Lascannon. And improved medical equipment. A Tier 3 Blood Crusher on the way for Dr. Doompool. See what that guy does. Typically you don't see them past like midway through Tier 2. Can die so fast in a 3v3. Here's your Tyrant Guard. Still fighting over this power that it just noded it again. I guess Krokodile does need some power income at the moment. 227 to 180. So 2-1 cap for the blue team. Feels like Ege can just come over here and take it back at will though. Scouts are on it right now. They're pushing up for a power bash. They're going to meet some Carnifexes. Crocodile has 2 of them. Barb Strangler and this guy without an upgrade. Warrior Brood getting in there. There's some good disruption. Keeping things busy. Barb Strangler getting shots in with that suppression. Now this guy's coming in. Thornback would do well here, I think. Big retreat from the Warriors. They do get away. They did a really good job there, holding their own. Missile Launcher getting shots. Here comes some assistance from Vex. That very dangerous Ravener Alpha. Carnifex chases down the Lascannon. And without number comes in, spawning upgraded Termagants and upgraded Formagaunts for Vex. Devastators ran away. Vengeance Round, Stone Guard are getting shots in though. The Missile Launcher's been retreated, but the Stone Guard might be able to finish off that guy. Maybe? No, they got wrecked. There was that one big Carnifex swing of his Talon. Big swipe there, seemed to take all 3 of them out. He's got 19 hit points, that guy. I pressed Alt-X, which, if you don't play the game, retreats everything, so... Oh, is he saying he didn't mean to? Or... No, you can't not mean to press Alt-X. I think it means he pressed it and it didn't work. Like, some of them stayed around back there. 227 to 173. Supposed to retreat your entire army. It's always been a little bit buggy with retreats, isn't it, Dawn of War 2, which is a shame, because it's a massive part of the moment-to-moment combat, you know. You need to be able to retreat reliably. Land Red Redeemer on the way for Demiurg. Ege is recovering. Indeed they are. Did they actually lose anything other than the Stone Guard? I guess they've lost... No, they haven't. I don't think they lost anything else. What level are these tax now? Level 4. Level 8 Apothecary's got a big heal. There's a good grenade there on the Ravener Brood retreating. Meanwhile, in the mid, Bloodletters have made it onto the VP for Dr. Deathpool. And they got the decap. Need to warp shift. Uh-oh. They did not warp shift. They just got wrecked on retreat. Oh well. They do have a Land Raider up though. I wonder if it'll go west side. Super unit for Space Marines. Allows them to reinforce around it. Retreat back to it, which is a massive deal. And get some health regen too off it. Your allies can also use it. Swarm Lord on the field for Jadow. Super unit for Tyranids provides a speed and reinforcement synapse. And some pretty deadly close combat too. It's got 4 bone swords, knows how to use them. Plasma Cannon misses. Land Raider backing off. It can be vulnerable to heavy melee if you can get close, of course, because of the big Flamestorm cannons and also the Frag Assault. It's taking a lot of damage here because of the marked target and that Multi-Melter on top of the Land Raider and, of course, the missile launcher getting shots in. Tyrant formation. Crushing Claw Hive Tyrant wasn't in there. He needs to put his shield up. Has not put the shield up. And dies. I think they're going to get it though. And they do get it. Did not even try to move it away, Demiurg. Thought they could handle it. And they could not. The Swarm Lord barely gets away. 170 hit points. Probably used the Leech Essence thing to stay alive. Which drains health of nearby enemies. More Gene Stealers on the way for Vex. Tyrant Guard goes into Shield Wall. It's going to go down, but it should eat up some time at least. Been marked targeted. What is the cooldown on marked target? Seems to be relatively short. 162 to 168. What is this? It's a Warrior Brood for Krokodile. How have these guys not leveled up yet? I guess Ege hasn't lost many models. Can they set up in time? They can't, but Terminators are there with Power Fists. And they're going to get, yep, smashed to death. Should be capping over here. 146 to 168. But they're not. What is this? It's a Mark of Nurgle Chaos Predator. So it's a really tough tank with health regen, lots of health too. It's damage over time, autocannon shots. And the bolters actually do damage over time too. It's very Nurgly. Got some melee resistance, but the Carnifex is going after it to test that melee resistance. 137 to 168. Blue team are taking the west side. Very close on VPs though. Can Ege hold? Looks like they're fighting 2 players basically. These guys need to move up. They need to try to create a line in the mid, not invite pressure onto their VP. Here come Devastators for Ege. More of them. Might be a las cannon perhaps again. Yep, immediately goes for the las cannon. Terminator's doing what they can. The Carnifex forces them off. We've got a Demon Shield from the Chaos Sorcerer. Level 8 this fairy, it's done well. Capillary Tower goes up to try and block the tank and provide some speed bonuses for these Gene Stealers. They are going after that guy. I think it's going to be okay because of the melee resist and some support here. The Havoc should be turning. But they're not. Gene Stealers are going to get in, although there is a turret right there. They disrupted the Plasma Cannon, needs to move back now. These guys really slowed to turn their stuff. Get some las cannons, says Ege. Solid advice. Got another Chaos Predator on the way. Doompool is getting a las cannon on these guys in the middle of a fight, which is not ideal. They could have helped to suppress some stuff. I think the tank is actually going to go down. They cursed it by saying it was going to be fine. It was a Bioplasma shot that got the last hit from the Carnifex there. They're going to take down the turret now. And it might have been hard psychologically for the red team to push up there when they had a little bit of room, but they should have tried to get to the midway point and hold some ground. When you've been under pressure so long and you know the enemy team has Carnifexes and all sorts of stuff, the idea of pushing up holding ground further forward is not great. Got a level 9 Apothecary. 135 to 129 on the VP, still very close. But this is now soon to be 4 Carnifexes and the Swarm Lord. In fact, does Vex have one too? I don't think so. Might be off the end of the roster. He's gone for a Neurothrope. Orbital Bombardment forces the retreat and actually catches them. Oh, and catches some allied Terminators as well. Lots of damage. Can he finish off some squads? Wow, that was really good beam actually. Really good beam. Terminators get away with 7 hit points at level 3. And attacks are on the VP. They need to get forward here. Move up. Oh, the Techmarine tried to get another turret going, but the tank drove over it immediately. It is Lorenzo, the Hive Tyrant, getting the VP over there. Ege's Terminators are very low now. They must be close in terms of cooldown to get some more Terminators up. Although they might be going for a Land Raider. Seems like they are. Down goes a Swarm Lord. That missile launcher barrage thing got it. What is it actually called? Missile barrage. There you go. Missile launcher barrage thing was quite close. 135 to 105. Oh, it's a beacon. Teleporter relay beacon put up by the Techmarine. Really rare to see these things these days. A few years ago, 5 or 6 years ago, like the 3v3 meta almost revolved around those beacons and turrets and stuff. It's super popular to see. 135 to 93. This is the invulnerability ability, because they're good at naming things, really. Down goes the tank. Carnifex is also going to fall. Power fists with the marked target. Missile launcher shots as well. Down it goes. We have a Neurothrope. Great for groups of infantry, especially heavy and super heavy with that paroxysm. Doesn't seem to be using it though. In fact, she's getting shot to bits. There's a Cataclysm. Didn't pop the paroxysm up though, which would have been good against that blob of Terminators and Marines. Trying to get over on this west side now and get a footing, the red team. 2 Carnifexes still here. Barb Strangler and Venom Cannon. In go the second Terminator squad for Ege to try and tie them up. These are Demiurg's Terminators here. That was a warp fire you just saw, I think. Where's the Sorcerer? He's up there. Oh, he's teleporting around now. He's gone for the Vestments of the Warp. Level 9 Sorcerer. Done a lot of work. He's lost a lot of units, but he's also killed a lot of stuff, I guess. We have a Lictor for Jadow. Very cool tier 3 sub-commander. Can infiltrate without draining energy. Heavy melee damage. Can jump. Can flesh hook. And I think he's got a faster capping trait these days, this killer. Is he going to go for the... I guess it's going to be tough with a plasma cannon there. 2 of them, in fact. These Terminators are very low. Very, very low. Gene Stealers can't quite get around their own Carnifex there to get after them. 135 to 52. Red team very low on VPs. Last Master gets a shot in. Here's a big push from Jadow. Decent grenade. Beacon there allows reinforcement. Does it not give health regen anymore? Really? Why not? Did they remove the health regen completely? I thought they just nerfed it. I'm not seeing the green hexagons. Maybe it's still there. It's hard to tell if that's just Terminator natural regeneration or not, but they're dead now. So I guess it doesn't matter. Carnifex 17 hit points. Mark target on the Gene Stealers, but they just absolutely wrecked the Blastmaster Noise Marines. Holy crap. Now it's the Techmarine's turn. He's level 10, this fella. Talk about killing a bunch of stuff. Got a sync kill here. An especially gory sync kill. Bloody hell. Calm down, Francisco. Just a Techmarine. Trying to defend his VP. Trying out formations on this side. Multiple of them, it seems. Ege still commanding a pretty strong army here with 2 Terminators in it. We got 2 Swarm Lords on the way though. 135 to 37. That is a capping Neurothrope. You see it getting health back per hit there. Go on, they've got this vampiric basic attack. There's the Cataclysm again. Again, didn't use Paroxysm, maybe it already used it. Meanwhile, through the mid, this is Jadow, a level 9 Hive Tyrant now for Francisco. Trying to bash power? No, it was attacking those fellas. Invulnerability. No, they don't have invulnerability. This is the warp field. Not going to last forever. Holding things up, but they didn't get a decap. Wrecking stuff. At level 9, it's doing like 28% more damage or something. So those crushing claws become terrifying. More damage in melee, I mean. Oh, one more hit would have wiped those guys out. Did not get it. Got some Marco Zinch CSM at level 1. Oh man, almost died. No, Francisco is gonna die. It was a melter gun hit. Could have put his shield up a bit too. Lots of high level heroes in the mid, eh? Doombolt's going in. Ege is holding the west side right now. It's got 3 Devastators over there to fight the horde of Carnifexes and other little fellas. We got a Venerable Dreadnought, awesome, from Demiurg. Unique to the Techmarine. Lots of hit points, can also charge, but can't upgrade its weapon. Focus on VPs, 2 bot. Las Cannon's doing what they can to keep the Swarm Lord at bay, but here comes another one. Are we going to see a Paroxysm this time? 113 to 37. Leech Essence from the Swarm Lord to drain health. Ege cannot hold against 2 here. Red team do have the mid, but they need to send something through the mid. For this, surely. They're not capping. There we go, Neurothrope is capping. It's got a big brain, should know to cap. Ege needs assistance, calls for assistance. Here comes Dr. Doompool, not sure what they're going to do though. With double, no it's not, it's 1 Marco Zinc CSN, the other fellas just have Eternal War. And you're faced with 2 Swarm Lords, it's not going to go well for you. Can they get the Ravener Alpha though? They can, well done fellas. But now maybe back off. Dr. Doompool does not like to back off, do they? They stand and fight. There we go. Retreat. They're going to be okay. Meanwhile, scouts walking through some Venom Brood, going straight for the VP, I guess. Swarm Lord continues to smack things around in the back lines. Double Las Cannon hits. Where is the combat stims? Is it being used? I don't see the yellow buff. And you can see it on the Apothecary, but that's because of the inspiration on kill, I think. Oh, they got the Swarm Lord. Got one of them. Here's the other one, and the scouts did get a decap. Very bravely got a decap there. Meanwhile, that's a Carnifex exploding, I think. Hell of a game. 99 to 19. A Blood Crusher on the way for Dr. Doompool. That is a very strange choice. Demiurg, level 10 Techmarine, going for the VP here. Venom Brood won't be able to stop him. Doesn't even need to time up really. They can't hit the Tactical Marines very well. I'd probably just use my Melter Gun. Well, if he wants to melee him, I'm not going to tell a Techmarine otherwise. Got another Swarm Lord. Well done, Ege. Uh-oh. Without number though. Need to retreat. Level 4 devs and level 1 devs. That's Angels of Death from Ege to give damage resistance, 50% damage resistance, and full knockback immunity to his army. Lasts a decent while, I think it's 15 or 20 seconds. 76 to 14. It's got a really powerful heal at level 10 too. Blood Crusher's coming in, see what it can do. Needs to try to run into a Venom Cannon Carnifex though. Current formation. I expected the central spire to be on the VP, but it did its job, I guess. Blue team can get it back, maybe. Double cap for the red team. It's so close. Did you not get it? Oh, the Techmarine died. Maybe a... I don't know. I don't know what came in here and killed him. But they got the VP. Orbital bombardment now. Pretty good one. Might be able to knock into this beam on the edge, not quite. But it was pretty well placed, I think. Swarm Lord number 4 or 5 or something on the way for Krokodile. I can't believe it, we did it, says Dr. Doompool. Indeed they did, look at that, double cap at the end. Okay, MVP on this west side did so much heavy lifting. Basically fighting 2 players for the last 10 minutes, it felt like. But well played Demiurg as well. Getting through onto the VP and little bits of support from Dr. Doompool. They pulled it through. At a level 5 Hive Tyrant here. We had a level 7 Ravener Alpha down on the stairs. A level 10 Hive Tyrant. Level 10 Apothecary. Level 10 Techmarine. And a level 10 Sorcerer. The heroes did well, didn't they? Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.